when Joe DioGuardi had his first important encounter with Senator Joe Biden. It was a hearing run by Senator Biden and Senator Pell, and Joe was testifying, warning the United States government that a war was raging in Croatia. There had already been one in Slovenia, and he said, he in fact implored the Senate committee, if you don't do something, if you don't act now, you are going to have a major war in the Balkans because Albanians cannot tolerate year after year, and we're talking really now 100 years, of racism, of torture. And then he went on to say that it was because of the Albanian American Civic League and the activism of the Albanian community that you saved hundreds of thousands of lives. More than 200,000 people died in Bosnia while the US government did nothing. But because of the work of the Civic League and the community, we changed the course of history in relation to Kosova. But while we did that, and everyone here is to be applauded, it's because of Senator Biden and people like Congressman Gilman in the Congress. That's what saved thousands of lives. And the beauty of our government is checks and balances. Administrations come and go. But we've had Senator Biden and Congressman Gilman here for years, and it has made the difference. It is they who've saved thousands of lives. And Senator Biden was there from the ground floor. He was the one.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me say, ladies and gentlemen, these are difficult times, but they're also a point in history in Europe where I would argue for the first time in 400 years there is not the promise but the possibility, and that's all it is a possibility that we can rewrite history. We are now, you are, and your families, those of you who still have family in the Balkans. We're what I would call the hinge of history. That door will either slam shut and you and the ethnic heritage you represent will remain in the backwaters of Western civilization for another 100 years, or the door will be open to the painful process, but nonetheless a process of full and total integration into Europe and the Western world. For you all know your heritage is long and deep and noble. But the fact of the matter is, you have been used as pawns for 400 years, arguably 700 years. And people have benefited from your division. They have benefited from your strife. And now, we've arrived at a moment. We've arrived at a moment where we have to decide, or more accurately, you have to decide where you will go, which way that hinge will move. The men here at this table, who are from the region, have a god-awful series of choices to make. I do not envy any of them, for I do not know how I could overcome the hatred I feel in my heart. I don't know how I as an individual. I don't know whether or not I would have the capacity to rise above the injustices and the historical injustices that have been thrust upon me and my people. But more precisely, I don't know how, if I was in the pressure of a valley, which I have been, I don't know how I would be able to, if I would be able to, knowing what had happened, knowing that under Milosevic and even since then, the homes of my sister, my brother, my neighbor were occupied, where I can name the people, not generally, but specifically, first names, last names, their relationship, how old they were, where they worked, what they looked like, what the color of their eyes were, who have been victimized, brutalized, raped, and worse. I don't know. I don't know. I do not know what I would do. But I do know one thing. If they are not stronger than I am, if they are incapable, if they are unable, which human nature would forgive, if they are unable to overcome these injustices, if they're unable to be bigger than their oppressors, if they're unable to be more noble than is what to be expected, if they are unable, you are doomed. If they are unable, you are doomed to another century like the last. That I know. So tonight, I come to make no promises, but one. I come to pass no judgment. I come not to moralize, but I come to tell you what you know in your heart, that somebody has to break the chain of violence. Some people, some individual group have to break the tradition of revenge. There's an old Chinese expression: he who seeks revenge should dig 2 graves. He who seeks revenge should dig 2 graves. Were I your lawyer, I could make a compelling case before any jury in the world that you have every right, and the leaders here have every right, to seek retribution and let loose the dogs of war. You have every right. Were I your lawyer, I could, before a jury, make the case that not only Albanians, but principally all Muslims in the region, were the victim of not an accidental, but a very well thought out, a very well planned, late 20th century version of a final solution. A final solution concocted by one of the most maniacal men I have ever met in my life.